Hi, hope you guys are having a good morning, night, or shit like that. And in this video, I'm on PBE, and I'm gonna just quickly go over Yun'Tal and Statikk Shiv and my thoughts currently overall. But before that, if you want to see me try any of these two items on the PBE in either the jungle or ADC, then let me know. But for now, although initially I wasn't the biggest fan of these changes, the thing I will say the most that I like the most about these changes aren't actually the items themselves. It's more the fact that Riot is showing that they're willing to make bigger changes to ADCs overall, as opposed to the initial ones that they made at the very beginning, at the start of this so the fact that it doesn't seem like we've been shelved and they're like kind of happy with it, and they see that like ADCs want something different is good, right? And even the old Yun'Tal I didn't mind that much, but this one is kind of cool. One thing that will be said though is that it takes a while to scale, right? So the initial power isn't going to be as strong as maybe some other items, but it's still relatively cheap. It gives 50 AD and 20% attack speed. And that is another thing that's been mentioned here. For a very long time, we haven't had an item that gives crit, attack speed, and AD. So the fact that Riot's also willing to experiment and give us these stats all in one item is also really nice, because this is something I'm sure a lot of people have been missing. Sure, we have PD now. Before, PD used to give some AD. Now it doesn't. So I actually think that one of the items they'll probably will have to address the change will be PD. But for now, I think it's fine. But overall, this item is a scaling item. It's apparent. The power we'll have early is not going to be as significant in comparison to when it's fully stacked. It's still good. And as for Yon and Yasuo, I don't actually think we'll see these champions build these items, just because I don't actually think they'll get to utilize this passive, as well as someone like Twitch. So just for Twitch in general, I think this item is really nice. Some people have already seen or realized that if you have a dummies, as an example, and you ulti, then it comes back very fast. And also, of course, it does work on minions. So again, playing Twitch, right, you can see that it comes back a lot faster. No. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just see here, right? Yeah. So this item is really nice. Also can you stack it on minions, or monsters, so you can even stack in the jungle. So overall, this item is really nice. I really like it, and I think that'll be more core than it has been. Even though already I've said that Yun'Tal is completely fine. Collector just slightly stronger in snowballing. The only difficulty I see right now is the gap between Collector and Yun'Tal. Because the biggest problem I have with ADC items currently is that even though the items are cheap, some of them at least, and that's all well and good, but my problem currently is that when we reach full build, the value of our items is slightly lower than what they used to be, right? So right now, our inventory, like, it costs less to get full limit, right? But that also means that we get less stats. And I kind of dislike that, and it kind of feels like a band-aid fix for Sephi here to like give some kind of justification. But overall, I would still like to see some more powerful endgame items, such as Mages having Death Cap, Sonya's, Sleech Bane, Shadow Flame, Riftmaker, right? And then I'm sure they even have some other ones. But ADCs, we generally just have these two. I'm not going to say that Guardian Angel is one, Nakura is Skimata. I don't even know who builds that. You're much better off just going Cleanse. And even though it gives lifesteal, it doesn't give crit, right? So it's still like a bit of an awkward item there. So overall, I do think ADC items need some tuning still. I'm not even going to get into Kraken. So yeah, really good. I like it. I would just like to see our end game full build gains a little bit more power. However, I do think that Yun'Tal seeming slightly stacked in solo stats, it gives some more value. So I think that'll kind of like help this empty feeling that I have when I reach full build. So I like that. Secondly, Statikk Shiv. I will say, currently as it is right now, I do think Statikk Shiv will be quite strong. And I like it. Even it scales with levels, right? So it starts at 25 and then ends at 10. But even earlier stages of the game, it has a 25% CD. And that's not bad for 3 auto attacks that deal 60 damage. Right? So, I do think that in terms of like Snowball, currently, I would actually argue that Statikk Shiv has more Snowball potential than Collector, if you ignore like the gold cost here. So I really like Statikk Shiv too. I think it's going to be great. I feel like it's going to be less champions that can abuse it maybe. And especially the fact that it doesn't like proc on abilities. Where you can like Kaiser W, wave and proc it. So yeah, I really like this too. So overall, like all the changes of items, I'm really a big fan of. I do think that Statikk Shiv will be like a huge item. Like currently right now, I think it's kind of overloaded too. So yeah, I really like these two changes. Again, I think people are focusing a lot on Yun'Tal, but overall, I do think we'll be seeing a lot of success from Statikk Shiv too. Even just comparing how the gold worth, it's currently ignoring the passives. I would say that Statikk Shiv is so cheap right now. This could even pass as like a 2900 gold item, and the stats would be completely justified. I would like to see the damage be changed and then have some crit scaling in there, just to give some like intuitive design for like crit. As now right now, which is why it's so good early game, right? Because it doesn't scale; it's just flat damage. And I actually do think this item might get nerfed. Like right now, it seems slightly busted, but we will see. I don't want to go too far into those. It's been 6 minutes over there. Overall, though, really positive here. I do think that Statikk Shiv is less focused than it should be. And I definitely do think just by seeing the stats here that it's going to have a lot of potential, especially early game. Because you are going to be dealing 180 damage for free. Of course, minus magic resist. So, but still like 150 damage extra, which is more than what Collector will give unless it crits, right? So, of course, this is going to be a much stronger early game, whereas when you get crit, then this kind of like fits more into the on-hit style, but for an early game item, I think it passes completely fine. I'm just not sure if there's like some priority system here if it focuses champions, but right now it's just targets. We can try that later. But yeah, overall, really happy. It's nice to see the Riot's willing to make some changes, and I've always said this, like Twitch and all the GT always turns out better at the end of the split in comparison to early game. Like they always like manage to fix it, so all we gotta do is just hang in there, serve for a little while longer, and I do suspect that we'll be seeing some Twitch buffs as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, hope you guys have a good one, and take care. Peace.